Hello, hello. Hi. All right, I'm 5 minutes late. All right, so I've got a thought to go live very quick today because I had a young client and something that's very important that everybody needs to know going into the fashion industry. So he kind of gave me a thought of just sharing some knowledge with you, some experiences. My experiences coming from retail, from working in fashion, in production, management. So it's the experience I have. It's very broad, but it's all retail and fashion. It's always been. It's always clothes and shoes. And I had a lot of retail management training as well. I don't know if there is any management training right now in any retailers that it's offered, but it used to be like that. You have to pass the exam to be a manager in retail. However, so I had this young man coming in. He had a great idea. He is a freshman in college, pursuing economic degree, which is amazing. Very smart, very intelligent. So he has the idea for his fashion line. I will not share the details about his idea and what's going to happen here, but something that I want to talk about, if anyone, entrepreneur, who wants to start own fashion business, own fashion brand, and doesn't have any training, any experiences, or degree in this field. I'll tell you, without my degree and without experiences that I had, I would not start my own business. Just after I had all these experiences and had my degree, kind of to polish the knowledge, because I went to college already knowing a lot and already been making clothes and having the fashion shows. But it polished my knowledge and gave me more technical view and understanding of the fashion design, production, and product development. So this young man comes with his great idea. He made a list of different terms of the fabrics, textiles, trends. He's certainly right on top of the trend, what's going on in the fashion industry, on the fabrics, the textiles development. He knows a lot about that, but he doesn't understand and knows what does it mean? What are the qualities of the textile? How the textiles work together? How you can combine them? Whether you can combine them? There is like so much into it, and he doesn't know any product development specifics and the production, so none of it. So he comes to me and he tells me, "Okay, well, this is my idea. This is what I want to do. How much?" I'm like, "Okay, let's stop right there. What do you want from me? What do you need to do?" He's like, "Well, I have this idea." I'm like, "What is your idea? Did you bring me your sketch?" He's like, "No, it's in your head." "Okay, it's in your head. So here we go." For me, even to look and understand what exactly you want and give you the price range just to start working on sample and the pattern development, I need to have these specific things. Okay, what is your sketch? You don't have a sketch, so I need a sketch from you. Then we can polish it. We can talk about details. It doesn't matter. The sketch doesn't have to be professional. But if you are to develop your product, you have to bring the ideas on the table, not just talking about it. Although I did have a woman a while back, a few years ago, who had different ideas. She just threw me her ideas, and I've been literally just sketching right in front of her ideas, and that's how we develop her ideas. So this young man, he has an idea, and I ask him to bring me a sketch. It doesn't matter, and then we'll work around it, and we'll keep develop the product for him. So he said, "Okay, this is great." And then when I'll see the sketch, I need to polish the sketch. I'll make flats for you. We'll discuss the details, what, where, how, the fabric. Then we need a swatch, because based on the fabric, I will understand how to develop the pattern. Because if it's a woven fabric, it's one way to do it. Knit fabric, it's another way to do it. Even if it's the same style but different textiles, the pattern needs to be adjusted for it. Then I need measurements. What are the body measurements of the person who's going to wear this top? Or, I need some specifications. Do you have a maybe model who will be our fit model, who we're going to be trying the sample on afterwards? So we've got that. Then we decided we're going to meet next time when he learned a bit about the textiles. He would research a little bit the textiles, the properties of the textile. So what I mean by properties. And the final end use of the product. So if it's pajama, right? But he wants to use, or if you want to use waterproof fabric, what does it do? You're gonna be sweating in it, right? So that's what I mean by properties. What kind of properties this textile has? If it's windproof, if it's waterproof, is that a suitable fabric for the pajama? Certainly not. So he has those fancy words. I love that he did research. So as I said, like, he's right on top of the trends, but he doesn't understand any of the textiles. So I told him maybe it would be a good idea for him to come sometime, and I will help him to understand a little bit the fibers, the textiles, the properties, how their fabrics are made, the different types of fabrics, because I do have people come here, they don't understand the difference between knit fabric and the woven fabric. To me it's easy, it's obvious as well, but some people know, they don't understand, and it's okay. That's why, that's why we learn things, and that's why I'm here to help young entrepreneurs, designers who wants to pursue the career in fashion, or not the career, they just want to make clothes for themselves. That's how I did. Since I was like 5, I was making clothes for little dolls, and then I got my sewing machine at 12, so I started making my clothes on the machine, not just hand sewn, making clothes for myself, and then I was making clothes for my friends too. And I didn't know anything about textiles, but the only textile I worked with, it was woven fabric. So that knowledge about textile, how to test the fibers, the textile, how to understand what it is if there is no name on it, you can test it and you can learn specifications, and you will understand what kind of textile that is when you do certain testings. So when I told him, you're going to come back, bring me you can bring me swatches, or we can do fabric sourcing for you, but I need to know what textiles you're looking for, kind of general idea. We had a long list of everything there. It's all mixed in, and it was a little bit confusing. So he was willing and really wanted to do his research. I love that. So he want to put his time and his head onto looking the textile terms, what it is, what is that about, how it works, if the textile, can those textiles be combined, because you cannot combine some textiles, especially, like, for example, you have a cotton, you have leather. Cotton can be washed, leather cannot, so you have to think on the final use of the product and the care of the product. So that's about that. Then product development, right? I need a model, I need the sizes to start developing the pattern. Then I need to understand what type of fabric it's going to be. Then we'll do that. Then I told him, I can certainly do a sample size in certain sizes. We need to figure out the sizing chart. What is your sizing chart? What is the paste size? Small, medium, or large? And then we'll do the grading. Honey, sit down. Then we have to do the grading. What is the grading? The grading is when you take one size of the pattern and you change it into multiple sizes, right? There are also rules there. You cannot go from small to like extra, extra, extra large already. Learned my lessons. I learned my lessons. So we learned on own mistakes. I realized it shouldn't be done, because when I had that, my product in extra, extra, extra large, it was graded from size small, did not come out the way that I wanted to. So now, I can advise on that and say, okay, that's not a good idea to do. So we need to have, if you want to have bigger sizes, besides small, medium, large, and go into XL sizes, plus sizes, then we need to have few different models to try style, the sample on. Then we'll do adjustments. Then if adjustments are done, the adjustment transferred to pattern, then to another sample. If there are no adjustments, then we're done. Then we'll move on to a final sample. So it's a prototype or sample. Then deciding on a sizing we want, we're gonna grade it, right? Then from grading, it's good to make a sample when your pattern is graded. So if you graded, if your first size was small, if your pattern was small, you grade it to medium large. It is good idea to make a sample in medium, make a sample in large, and to try it on and see if it has a correct fit. You don't always have to have it in, it depends on the style that you have. If it's a t-shirt, I don't think it's necessary, but don't take my word for it. You'd rather make a sample and try it on. So I've done that. I've been making sample, but as I said, like when I graded once, I didn't make a sample. I got lazy. I was rushing the production process because it was taking too long. Then I made a mistake there, and obviously it never went for sale. You know, the sizing, the bigger sizing. All right. Then after all of that done, the production process is there. We produce, decided how many pieces. Well, you need to get fabric, right? Sourcing. So he asked me, like, where do I get my fabrics? And he was talking about specific fabrics that not all sale reps and showrooms are carrying. So that's going to take some digging and looking and finding. And I told him because he doesn't have business registered. He's a consumer. So showrooms usually don't make appointments. They don't send you samples. They don't do any of that. So you have to work with someone who can work with showrooms. Unless you register your business, you say you're a fashion brand or designer, they'll work with you. But also consider that if you want just a sample of fabric, few yards, not all of the showrooms or not all sale reps, not all the mills will be able to provide it to you. You might gonna have to buy a minimum of like 50 yards. It depends. But also, if you want to design your own textile, which I actually did, I work with a Chinese factory who have designed textile for me specifically. I drew the design, I told them the fabrics, I told the fibers I want to use and everything. So they actually made a sample of few yards of fabric for me. It is expensive to do it, to go this way, but it certainly is the way for a designer if you want your own textile made. Then next, you know, when you got your fabric in, it depends where you got it from. Doesn't mean that that fabric is going to be available when you decided to go into production. So it's a lot of little tricks, a lot of little details when you are starting your own fashion brand. And it's good to have a person who can help you with that, who could guide you, or you can take classes, or you can have a mentor, take some lessons, find somebody around you. Feel free to reach out to me to learn the process. So if you are the brand owner, you can just hire people for marketing, for your website design, product development, tech, all of that. You can. But I always say it is always good for a designer who's starting own company, own brand, to generally understand how the process works. You don't need to go very deep into that. You don't have to know everything. No, you can have people who's going to help you. You hire those people to do it for you. But I'd say, almost like must know, have an understanding of how this whole process works. It will definitely benefit you. You don't have to understand all the technicality of it, but having the basic knowledge, understanding of the process, of the development, of the merchandising on the long run, the marketing, how you're going to sell. Yeah, that was my first question. Like, what are you going to do? So you have the product on hand. What's going to be next? So he didn't understand my question. I'm like, okay, so how are you selling it? So you have it. So what's next? What are you going to do with it? Like, well, I have a website. I'm like, okay, is the website built? Okay, so he has already a team working his website. Amazing. I love that. Then, website is great. He's going to have a pretty basic style. So he doesn't really need to go brick and mortar stores because, people like to try things on. Not really, because it's a very basic style. It's almost like basic t-shirt. So people don't need to try basic t-shirts. Like with my fashion, you know, it's dresses, it's fitted, it's loose, so you have to. But with some very basic styles, it's not necessary. Yeah, so website is great, but then, you know, we talked about how to get in there. You know, I've done a lot of trade shows. Right now there's virtual trade shows. It's also great to do it. I have a long list of retailers that I've been working with, you know, that's also available, and helps entrepreneurs to get their food into the store. You know, I think my first retailers were in Chicago, then Michigan, then New York, Ohio, and developed. But I started with Chicago because I did a lot of trade shows there. All right, honey. All right, so I hope this helped many people. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help you. My website, mpfashionschool.com, is live. There is a course, very long course. The Art of Sewing is available. You can enroll, and what I did, you can enroll. Enrollment is open, and the enrollment will be closed as soon as I'll have enough people in the group, and I have enough time to be and personally talk to every and each of my new students online. In person is also available. So when you enroll into the course, it's $25 a month. You can cancel anytime. You enroll, you don't like it, cancel. But I'm telling you, you're not gonna cancel. If you're a fashion designer, if you've already been sewing, if you're self-taught, every person, whatever your skill level is, will find good resources and a lot of new things that you will learn from it. Andrew, say hi. You will learn from it. So as I said, it's $25 a month enrollment. There is like no enrollment fee, nothing. $25. Join, cancel anytime. It's MP Fashion School, mpfashionschool.com. The course is The Art of Sewing is currently enrolling. I will have office hours every single week. You can join me. You can talk to me. I am easily accessible whenever you need. I love to help entrepreneurs. I love to help people to develop their own business, to grow, and to be successful in what they do. I really enjoy it. I love when the communities works. So I'm easily accessible. Feel free. Okay, my Martin is here. I'll graze a little bit. All right. I'm wishing everyone a great day. Love you all. Love seeing your faces here. Goodbye. Need any help? You know how to find me.